Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here to a not so juicy video. As you know, I'm a fairly positive content creator. I like to give the developers and our viewers the benefit of the doubt every single day, but in this case when it comes to developers, I will probably never do that again based on recent changes they implemented when it comes to Chaw or Wet Chaw, whatever version of Chaw you want to mention. As you know, yesterday, developers did state that they fixed Chaw. They improved her auto battle for the Pure Sword Princess, right? This is in plain English, so we can assume her auto combat is fixed and that her ultimate, right, that was occasionally not targeting nearby monsters, will now target monsters all the time and never miss, surely, right? I mean, maximum copium going into this. Watch this. Her passive bar in the middle is about halfway full, watch very carefully, and she decides to use her ultimate, lacking in so much damage, losing out on half her passive ability. But you might say, well, Zap, that's just a whiff, right? Surely that's the only issue, and that's something that can be fixed a second time around. Well, let me show you this right here, because at this point I'm sick to my stomach, and honestly I just demand compensation due to how poorly Chaw's release has been essentially ran. So watch this. Chaw's ultimate power gauge is charged up and she's about to use it. Let's ignore the rotation, watch her ultimate. She's gonna cast it, she's casting it, and watch where she aims. Yeah, so apparently the dragon is right here, right in this spot here. She just missed the majority of her ultimate damage. So that wasn't fixed. That was one big fat lie. Now, hold on. Okay, hold on, Zaf. You like to give people the benefit of the doubt. So let's say that her auto combat for the guild boss, surely that's what was fixed, right? You tested out, it seemed fine. But the one mistake you did, Zaf, is you didn't put Malin on your team. You just assumed that the devs would properly enact her skill rotation, regardless of the power gauge bonuses she receives. Well, you can tell from my voice that's not what happened, so let me show you. So watch very carefully here, we're gonna see what happens with Chaw. So she's gonna cast her first basic skill, okay? Watch this. Her first basic skill is about to come out, boom. The first skill right there, she's charging it. That's a skill, but watch very carefully. Now she should be using her core attack over and over again to build up her passive, right? But that's not what she does at all. The second her ultimate comes up, she casts it. What was fixed? I'm so confused. This worked out perfectly when Chaw was just on the team by herself, but the moment Malin or any change came to her power gauge, that went all in the dumps. I'm so annoyed. I feel like the devs just test out Chaw by just using Chaw by herself and said, okay, the rotations look good, that's all we need, but no, she doesn't work. Nothing's working. Didn't fix a thing. I can't believe this right now. Why, devs? Why? You let me down. I believed you. I ran my tests under the assumption that you did what you said you were going to do. I've never been so betrayed. I feel this is ridiculous. So, we're gonna cover Chaw. I'm gonna go over what's wrong with her and what needs to be fixed ASAP, because based on her ultimate aiming, based on her AI combat, based on everything, nothing's changed. There is no adjustments. They didn't improve a thing. Okay, I'll take that back. Her ultimate does aim a bit more. I mean, when I test her out, it did manage to hit the targets just a bit more often, but apparently not. So let's jump in. I'll cover what needs to be changed because my disappointment is unmeasurable. Now, just for some positive news, do not forget to jump in and support us yet again. We have a bunch of brand new codes coming out. It's free. So you jump in and support, then you just wait, and all the codes we send to you. Right now we have 2 codes for Essence Stones and Map Power Extracts. We have more codes coming out, don't worry. We have 3 codes right now that I'm ready to get from the Marble. My missions are submitted, so just wait. You will get those benefits very soon, of course. And a quick shout out to our first commenter, Pro Man. He's a speedy commenter. So here's your shout, bro, and enjoy that juicy Discord roll, of course. Alright, so let's go back into the game and cover what's wrong with Chaw, because there's a few things that need to be changed ASAP, okay? There's so many things wrong for Kit that I'm just shocked right now. So when it comes to rotation, she does do it correctly. She does the optimal rotation based on what we see right here. When it comes to the skill guide, right? In our last video, I said her rotation is correct, which is right. She does do her second basic skill, her first basic skill, and then her core attack, and then her ultimate. But that is until her power gauge does get changed. And yes, the optimal way to use her skill loadout is to use this skill first, and then the skill after our core attack charges up our passive. But based on the recommended skill order. The AI will never perform anything outside of this until, well, some parameters come out. So if the devs changed her recommended skill order, yes, she would have better damage and better AI, but right now her AI does work perfectly in a sense initially in the battle, following this order right here, but instead of using the ultimate skill, once the core attack is charged up, halfway in, if the ultimate is up, they'll just cast the ultimate skill. Why? Why? Couldn't you put like an if statement in the action log for the hunter saying, if the passive is full, use ultimate, instead of if power gauge is full, use ultimate? I'm just lost for words. What's going on? This is not a first year anniversary hunter, or at least there should have been more quality assurance put into this, some testing, anything. Why do we test it afterwards, right? Why are the content creators, why are the players, why is everyone out there testing these hunters? I'm really focusing on this point right now just because I don't want to see this anymore. I want to see proper releases. I love this game, okay? Everyone knows this. I love playing this game, but I'm getting sick and tired of every single hunter like Godo, like Soren for missiles, Godo for his skills, right? At the A5 mark, where devs have to change the description and the actual skill usage, right? Everything seems to be released incorrectly until we mention fix this F, fix this, fix that. Why? Is there any other game that does this where every single release is incorrect? Like, how is that justified? How is that right? And another thing that's a big issue right now with Chaw, a lot of people are saying, well, did they fix a bug? Hold on. It's not a bug. It's just a badly built. Oh, I'm losing my mind here. It's a badly built passive, right? When it comes to A3 bonus, we notice a sharp decline in her damage just because she loses her will to sword gauge, so she's no longer getting this massive bonus right here when it comes to 6 stacks of her crit damage, crit rate, and defense, 60% defense, 12% crit rate, and a 12% crit damage amount. Previously, this lasted for 15 seconds, but now it's 6 seconds long. Is that really an A3 bonus? You're reducing the timer on a passive, so if the devs manage to change at least this back to the 15-second mark, it would be fine. There wouldn't be a huge issue. Sure, you know what, with your skills, don't use your ultimate. At least we're still getting that bonus coming in, but no. Let's mess up her ultimate, let's mess up her rotation, and let's also nerf her passive at the future advancement. Who made Water Chaw? She's not wet. She's the driest hunter today, and the shock is she's still very strong. I mean, if you get her to E5, she's still one of the strongest hunters in the game, period, right? She's so good. Remember, this only applies to her auto combat. When you play her yourself, it's a breeze. She clears content easily. But the AI we need for power restriction, we need it for guild boss, so right now devs, fix this, give us compensation. I want one free copy of Chaw as a sorry, or a free guaranteed SSR chest. I don't care. I do not care. Yeah, sure, you're giving us all these anniversary rewards, but that does not remedy how bad the recent releases have been over and over again. In other games where they mess up the unit, they give us compensation, so I want proper compensation. People summon for these hunters, and then they're disappointed, and then they get upset, they quit the game, they rage, whatever, which is unjustified. Fix the game, fix how you test hunters, fix Chaw's kit, fix her rotation, fix everything about her to give us what we deserve, a proper first year anniversary hunter. Otherwise, I'm disappointed, and a lot of people are disappointed too. Netmarble, I'm calling you out. You have to adjust what you do when it comes to this game, because right now, you are dropping the ball. So at this point, I'm fully expecting a brand new patch notice, another one giving us another fix, but if you enjoyed the video and you agree, drop your like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, but also do not forget, if you have enough for your free codes, of course, to jump in and support us. That way, you can, of course, get the benefits. A lot of codes coming your way, so do stay tuned. But on that note, this is your Code King Zaf signing out. See you in hopefully the next positive video, of course.